Howdy, howdy, folks. Welcome to Babble with Bronies. I am your host. My name is Everlasting Joy. And of course, my good friend, Mr. Ben, who's not here today for personal reasons, and Twilight is Magic, we want to thank you for stopping by. And before I get going, thank you, Matt the Shadow Man. I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head now for the rest of this broadcast. For those of you who don't know, he just got done showing Jurassic Bark, one of the saddest and best episodes of Futurama ever. Anyway, my sad story aside, let's get started. We've got quite a bit of announcements we got to get through today, and some other goodies too. Hoping to make it a really good first hour. Let's see here. We are, for those of you who don't know, we are Cinemaquestria. Cinemaquestria is showing another, I don't want to say an encore, but we're showing the uncut, the DVD version of Rainbow Rocks. And I'll get my ugly mug out of the way here so you can see everything. We're showing the uncut version, the DVD, on Tuesday, October 28th, and a re-showing on the 29th. You can find our complete schedule here on our website. Our show begins at 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the movie itself, the main event, starts at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. We've got not only a good pre-show setup with the Lego Movie and My Little Pony, the 1986 movie, the Schmooze. That will be run by our own Matt the Shadow Man. But everything else will be run by our... the main show and the post-show will be ran by Rain Shadow. Stop on by. It's sure to be a good show, and much better than the TV, what the TV had to cut out. But anyway, if you're interested in a re-show, feel free to stop on by. That's this Tuesday, the 28th, October 28th, and a re-showing on the 29th. On the 29th, it'll be at 3 p.m., starting with the Rainbow Rock shorts. Anyway, put my ugly mug back up since for the announcements and all. What was there I was going to say? Oh, one other thing you might have noticed that I'm not in my normal spot where I normally broadcast, or at least in the sense of the, it might look familiar. Yeah, this is that place with the lag. So for those of you out there, be prepared for lag, because I'm sure we're going to get it. Anyway, and speak of the devil, we already got some drop frames, but I digress. Anyway, my terrible connection aside, let's get moving. Of course, the bigger bombshell that dropped this week was the MLP movie. Get past this ad here. Snore. This is why you get AdBlock Plus, people. And unfortunately, it's... Anyway, there's a movie, of course, set into motion. It is to be released in 2017, 3 years from now. So let's have some fun, folks. 3 years that thing will be shown, and yeah, it's... you can probably bet we'll be showing it when it comes out, whenever it is. Probably couple months after. Anyway, the point I'm getting at, let's start throwing some ideas out there. What do you want to see out of this movie? Oh, I'm not terribly shocked, Matt the Shadow Man. I only say that on the basis of I think let that be a kind of a how do I want to put this? A gauge is just how big and how big the brony phenomenon has become. Would I say that it's like has huge political influence? No, but I would say that let that be an indicator of just how deep the brony fandom is in the geek community, at least online, of course. Yeah, that's a good point, J.E. Smith. Will this be a wrap up of the series? Hard to say, and I say this because remember earlier this year, early 2014, about April, we got that drop that they said we could go 5 more years, which would put it 2019. So who knows? Is this just a movie like the Equestria Girls, whereas in it's just a bigger thing? I don't know. At this point, it's hard to say. Something I really do hope they do with this one, though, is I hope that whatever it is, it's just amazing. And we're talking bigger than a season finale grade. That's what I'm looking forward to. One other thing I would hope, I'm split on the villain. Do I want them to rehash an 80s villain, like say the Smooze, I'm sorry. Or do I want them to bring something completely original to the table? We'll see, of course. And of course, assuming they do a villain, which, why wouldn't they? Good water. EJ approved, Cinema Equestria distributed. Anyway, back to this article, if you want. You can read about it here. Donut steal. Oh my gosh, that is terrible, Tim. Ooh, now that you mentioned it, Matt, yes, if they do some good orchestra pieces, I'm going to be all over that. I'm going to be all over that like peanut butter on jelly. Anyway, why don't we move on? Some littler news, at least not as big, but yeah, 3 years. Going to be a while, folks. Toy Wiz has Fourth Dimension Entertainment plushies up for pre-order. For those of you who don't know of those, these are these really high quality, well done, commercially distributed plushies. I almost had a Pinkie Pie one, but I digress. What I will say is, if you like plushies and aren't looking to spend an arm and a leg on, if you're not looking to spend an arm and a leg on one, this is a good product to go with. Check him out. Like, I don't know, $24 a pop or something, or maybe even cheaper, I think. But I say $24 American. But anyway, if you're interested in this stuff, there you go. Why don't we move on? And last but not least, Friends Forever number 10 has been released earlier this week. So if you're into the comics and all, feel free to pick it up. It's about Fluttershy and Iron Will. It sounds, well, no, if I say anything, I'll just give it the synopsis away. So I'll let you guys dig into this if you want. But I will, of course, announce that it's been released and you can do with it as you wish. Iron Shy. All right, folks, you know the drill. Yep, you know the drill now. Videos first or art first? We only have one video this week, but of course, if you want, you can start with art. Please vote now. More good water. It's not even a contest. Art is winning out, so we're going to go straight to the art. All right. What was it I was going to say beforehand? Oh, I remember, but I'm not going to ask it here online. Let's see. Which one do I want to start with? We got quite a good haul of comics this week, so if you're, of course, into our terrible voice acting, here's another good week for you. But I'm going to start off with this one. This one came from late last week, but I finally got around to getting a word from it, from the artist. Can You Feel My Fabulosity by Moonlight Kai. Come on, there we go. This one was a Tim request, or he sent me in it, I should say. Let's see. Quote, next on the list is Rarity, drawn as a noblewoman. I am satisfied with myself. I think the mare in the dress looks chic and lovely at the same time. I would concur. This one I liked because, first of all, because of the traditional aspect that Moonlight Kai took. I like the Tim Quest. Yeah. First of all, I just like the outfit. I think it really suits Rarity, and I really like what Moonlight Kai did to her. Second, I like that Moonlight Kai, she, took a traditional route with this one. I'm not sure which markers these are, if they're just colored pencils or like a specialty one, but it was high quality, and I really liked it. I said, I've got to have this one on. Can You Feel My Fabulosity by Moonlight Kai. All right. Let me take a look here. I'm just curious. Okay, I think I'll do a comic next because, why not? Too bad he's not here. Oh well. How about this one? But I'll bring in the other comic speaker for us. Hello?
Yellow.
Hey, Tim.
Red. Blue.
I'm ready. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. This one is titled Stupid Dad Joke by Trala Layla. And
Promising.
all I can hear is Carla from Scrubs saying that. Anyway, link for you. This one I saw and I had to put just because it falls under A, I could see it, and B, it's funny. We have the cakes: pumpkin cake, pound cake, and Mr. Cake, carrot cake. Who do you want?
No idea. Give me someone.
You can take Mr. Cake.
Sure.
So he's got only one line. I don't know if you want that or not. Of course, I think we're going to have to do it together, the first panel, since it's simultaneously done.
For best effect.
For best effect, of course.
Can do.
All right. So I can cover the last panel, but yeah, for the effect, we'll go with the first panel. We'll speak simultaneously. Do you want pound or pumpkin cake?
Give me pound cake.
Okay.
It doesn't matter anyway. They speak the same thing.
True, but it's a matter of sounding it, not stating what they're stating.
Sure.
Anyway, all right. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, on 1. 3, 2, 1. Dad, we're hungry and thirsty.
We're hungry and thirsty. Hi, hungry and thirsty. I'm Dad.
Dad, oh my God. Mom! I picked this one up because it falls under, how many of you have had this? How many of you have had your dad do stupid dad jokes like this? And suddenly people.
You know what is missing?
What?
Pinkie Pie doing a rim shot.
Yes, she is. Anything else?
Next comic, if we have one, yeah.
Oh, you want another comic, eh? Right off the bat? Okay, I think I can.
Well, we can wait and do it next, later, I don't know.
No, I think we
You
can do
choose.
one. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of which one would be best. Okay, we'll go with this one. Maud and Charlie Trade by Meckel Fox Studios. Hope that's right. Michael or Meckel. I'm not sure 100%. Hopefully they'll correct me if when I'm wrong. This one I picked partially because it's Halloween themed and partially because it's just kind of funny. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Do you want
Can
Maud
I
or
have
Charlie
Maud?
Brown?
Yes, I want Maud.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, I start. I got a rock.
Do you want to trade?
Okay. I got a bubble gum. The humor of that show and comic was just so dry. That's what made it so darn
Indeed.
good. All right. Anything else before we take off?
More drugs. What else?
Had fun. All right. I'll see you in chat then, Tim.
Sure. Meow. To everyone.
I'm gonna have to find a comic with a cat in now, just to get him to go meow all the time. That or with Gary the Snail. Yep. How about this next one? They're all so good. Darn it. It's like if I show one now, I'm going to regret it. But if I show it later, I'm going to regret it still. Darn it. Such a choice. All right, we'll go with this one by, hey, look, a sign titled The Legend of Korra Pony. Now, this one, if you take a close look, the date of upload is a bit old. But I wanted to show this because there's another one of, hey, look, a signs that I want to show immediately after this. In fact, I want to say I showed this one before. It's this very one, The Legend of Korra Pony. I want to say I did, but anyway, my memory aside, I always liked his. I think I follow him. If not, I've seen his work before, and it's always amazing. He does some very good sculpting. This would be one of those cases. Tim. You're missing out, Bat Pony, Texas boy Casey. You really are. Trust me. All right, now this would be season 1, 2, and 3 Korra. This next one Tim sent me, and this one is the season 4 design. Yeah, Korra's on season 4 as well. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there we go. It's okay, Bat Pony. You can find it online, so it's, fairly easy to get. But anyway, if you're missing out on it, like I said, watch it now, thank me later kind of thing. Anyway, Tim sent me this one, and partially being a fan of the show myself, both Pony and Korra, I wanted to show this one. But the other part was, of course, I just think this looks really awesome. Look at the details sign put in this one. Not just the hair and figure, but some of the clothing accessories that were tacked onto it. Not tacked on, designed in with it. It looks really good. All right. Hey, Tox. Which one do I want next? I think I'll do a comic next. Or two.
Right.
Hello. You ready for some more comics?
Yep.
All right. How about Back to Normal by Tim Splosion?
Sure. By the way, that's your cue chat.
All right, we have Cadence, Shining Armor, Twilight, and Wildfire. Who do you want? If you're
I
gonna,
can't quite remember Wildfire's voice.
if you take Wildfire, I'll take Shining Armor. There's some dialogue that needs to be said between them.
Then you take Wildfire because I take Shining.
Okay, then between Cadence and Twilight.
Mm. Give me Cadence.
I have Cadence. All right. She sits right at my break, and I so hate that. Anyway, thank you so much for sorting that out, Twy.
No problem, Cadence. Man, I'm so glad everything's going back to normal. Actually, Cadence tells me you helped the Queen imprison her and take over the Empire.
Darn.
But where are you going with this? That's technically treason. Sometime later.
Sometime later.
So, what are you in for?
Road rage. If Sibsy heard that, she'd kill me.
She'd kill you dead.
Yes, she would. What was it I was going to say? Oh, yeah, I wrote in the comments on this one. I said, so, wait a minute. Jail time for treason. You got a pretty lax justice system here in Equestria. If treason gets you jail time. And he responded back, Tim Splosion responded back with, well, he's a higher up, so he can use all that money for bribes and whatnot. And I thought, how could I forget that? Alright, this is Back to Normal by Tim Splosion.
I wish there was more of it.
I do too. Oh well. I'm sure we'll be hearing from him again very soon.
Yep.
Anyway, see you in chat then, Tim?
Indeed.
Alright. Alright. There's that. And okay, we'll go with this one next. This one was sent in by someone. If they wish to reveal themselves, they can. If not, I won't say who. But this one is titled Taco Tuesday by Ruhishu. Hope I pronounced that correctly. I saw this one and I just said, this is so gotta go in. Not hard to see why. And yes, like I said, I'll say it once more before I close this. Rainbow Rocks related images are now viable. They've been viable for about a week, and from here on out, I'll start showing them. Would I eat that? No, I wouldn't. But that's, I guess, of course, assuming it's still Sonata's still alive. But I digress. Fair enough. It was J.E. Smith who sent this one in. He, like I said, he chose to reveal himself, so I will do it. Every day's Taco Tuesday, Carlos Solrak. That blush and those eyes are just, ugh, uber cute. Oh, and if you guys think I've also got other cute pictures in this one. I think I'll just go ahead and show those next, or at least one of them anyway. But before I do that, so not an edible taco. Are ya mad? Twilight is magic? Adagio to another picture before these puns become annoying. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. Oh, which one should I do? Now, I'll go with this one. Here's another one of those cutes on top cutes. My Little Kindergarten Main 6 by How XU, or How Caillou. Brace yourselves, folks. It's going to get cute. Get the insulin ready. I'll balloon this one up. And now I can just hear the bodies hitting the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... There's that. And he also released this, My Little Kindergarten Reactions. Well, duh, Matt the Shadow Man. This one I'm too going to kind of just let this one speak for itself. I swear Celestia has the best reaction here. Must document every single waking minute of their existence. Though I swear I think Cadence is the best reaction. This fell under a case of not a contest. I got to pick this one up. Partially because I like showing cute things, but partially because it's How XU's signature. Really cute, really well done, just a joy to watch. Anyway, I think I'll finish the non-comics and then we'll do a whole list of comics. Let's see. This next one is titled Time to Wash by Yakov Vad, I'm sorry. I should know that. There's a pun I could say here, but I'm not going to. Regardless, I saw this one hit my DA inbox earlier in the week, and I just said, yes, that is so going in my queue for this week. And I'm so glad I did. All I could think of, though, was one of the things that really caught my eye about this one was the fact that it's a great action pose. Lately, he's been doing some of these action posing, and or they're in the middle of something, they're in the middle of doing something, and I'm glad he's going that route. It's great to see. I like it when artists have their subjects doing something. You can tell a good story out of it, and I think that's what really draws me to it. This one being no exception. You say she's just taking a bath. True. But a lot of good stories start in the bathtub. I mean, how many epic submarine adventures have you started? Exactly. And yeah, the Celestia ducky. He did a really good job with the reflection on the Celestia ducky. Yes, I like saying that word, Celestia ducky. Anyway, and last on our list of not comics, I hate to say that. I don't mean that as a rudeness. I'm just saying. This last one is Let's Play Kazoo by Uotapo. This was another one that just caught my eye right off the bat. Uotapo has done... I've shown his work on here before, and I've always been happy to show his work on here because, first of all, he's one of the few artists I know who does a lot of Equestria Girls related art. Second, he's one of the few ones that does it regularly, and he's one of the few ones that does it really good. And this one being no exception. All I can imagine, I can't get over Dash over there on the left. Who doesn't know how to play a kazoo? That Pinkie Pie's face is just adorable here. I know he went straight for the kitty face, and I'm glad he did, because kind of thing. The kazoo is what the instrument in their mouth, Bat Pony Texas Boy. I know you're probably joking, but if you aren't, the kazoo is the little instrument they have in their mouth. Shake your zoo, 'cause it's going to be it's going to be very noisy tonight. I apologize to the song. All right, 1, 2, 3 comics. I got 3 comics, including Toxic Marios. So, I'm gonna get Tim back on, and we'll read some comics. Yellow.
Yellow, yellow. Blue, red,
Let's
anything?
drop frames here. Hold on. Okay, we're good now. Yeah, I just love it. Anyway, this one is by Beavernator, titled Wreaking Havoc. We have Dash, Rarity, and Pinky. Who do you want?
Hmm. Well, how's the dialogue distributed again?
Let's see. It's mostly Dash and Rarity, with Pinky having 2 lines. So if you take Dash, I'll take Rarity, and vice versa, and Pinky can be to whoever chooses her.
Okay, let's do that.
So I'll take Dash, you say?
You take Dash.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
I fought manticores, flown alongside the Wonderbolts, and was the only Pegasus to ever pull off a sonic rainbow. But this is well out of my league. I can't do it.
Just get in the tub, you fetid mongrel.
The water's scalding hot, isn't it?
Really? You've flown so fast you've been burned by air friction, but hot water gets you? Bloop, 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 bloop.
We have toy boats!
How in Equestria did you get food scraps in your mane?
We tried eating pies with chopsticks.
Why would you... Never mind, I'd rather not know.
Do you want to read the description?
Sure.
Alright.
Just get in the tub before my antinosine peels wear off.
Ugh, fine.
Wait, is that a piece of pie in your mane?
Oh, that's from the pie eating contest we had last week at Applejack's.
Blackberry pie at Applejack's farm?
Oh, that was the blackberry pie eating contest we had in Philadelphia a while back.
How long ago exactly?
3 weeks. What? Like gasp. Rarity!
3 weeks? Ah.
Oh dear. We had a little battle royale to finish. Pulls out a bag of toy boats and empties them haphazardly into the tub. Very well. Once again, Pirate Captain Valentine will rule the seas against imperialist oppression. Not if my 50s convertible carboat has anything to say about that. Wait, you just can't pull out a land vehicle in the water and call it a boat? Superior technology, lowly rebels!
Oh dear, they're yelling again.
Such voice acting skill. Tara Strong should be scared.
Indeed.
Oh boy. Anyway, this is Wreaking Havoc by Beavernator.
Yes, it is.
Matt the Shadow Man. Read his latest line.
Yep, I see.
Alright. That was that one. Now let's move on to The Secret Life of Fleur Disley number 3 by Lovely Neckbeard.
I heard that it's really supposed to be pronounced as Fleur de Lis. Kind of like that.
It may be.
And written like this, but pronounced it like that. Somehow.
Have I ever mentioned that I never took French? I took Spanish.
You did?
Yes. In high school I took 4
So
years of
so I'm not holding this against you.
Spanish. I didn't say you were.
Well, I'm not.
Alright, we have a waiter, Fancy Pants, Fleur, and Princess Luna. Who do you want?
You take Luna. You
okay.
take Luna with Smoker Batman voice, please.
Oh, sure. Yeah, just because you want the Smoker Batman voice, you want it. Okay,
She just
fine.
has one line. She just has one line. Come on. Give me the waiter pony and Fleur, perhaps.
Okay. You have the waiter pony then. Whenever you're
Yep.
ready, and you start.
The ring, sir?
Oh? Why, thank you.
Hold on. This drink has been enchanted by non-equestrian magic. Something is not right. Honey, don't you think you already had too much tonight?
Too much? Oh, I think you're right, dear.
There's something suspicious about that pony. I better follow him. Excuse me, folks. I need to go to the restroom.
Sure, darling.
Behold, citizens, thy favorite knight princess has arrived.
Was that clapping I hear?
Perhaps.
Smoker Batman. He's gonna laugh at that one. I just know it. All right. Anything else you want to stay on for Tox's part, or do you want to leave, Tim?
Well, I forget if he has any voiced lines.
This one does has one line.
You guys can take care of it, but if you want to keep me on, sure.
Okay. I'll just bring him. I'll just bring him on alone. I think that's going to be the better option.
Sure.
All right. See you in chat then.
Nightmare Moon will take you.
Nightmare Moon will have her revenge.
All right. See you later, Tim.
Sure.
See, I put it in. All right. And last but not least, folks, Jack of All Trades by Toxic Mario. Let me bring him in, and let me get this comic up. Nope, sorry, not a... Yellow.
Yep, I am here.
All right. You ready to read it?
Yeah. Give me 10 seconds. Hang on.
Or I guess I should ask, do you want the spoken line or just have me do it?
You can do the speaking line because
Okay.
it's so small.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
It's dirty.
A short time later.
Flum.
There, that should do it. I laughed at it back then. I'm still laughing at this one, Tox. Tell me more about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where I can start. All right. So basically, this is the first. I would say this is the first legit Halloween comic I've done since October 2011. Now, contrary to belief, what people think, I did do one Halloween comic right after I first did the original 2 Were Luna comics. I did a Halloween one with the CMCs and Pinky.
I remember that one.
And that one, I think I remember. It's called How Sweet It Is. It was an old comic hit the week after I released all the Were Luna ones, and I kept not really bothering with the Halloween comic for the longest time because I didn't have a good idea for it. But then I started thinking maybe if I want to do something with Spitfire because I was like, wait a minute, jack-o'-lanterns have lamps. I've done the fire with the Spitfire things numerous times, so why not bring it back out for? Because I've only done it like I've done the campfire one about 2 months ago, and I did this one now. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the joke." No, I still like doing the joke. It's become a staple. I love doing it. It's just that I had to find the right moment to put these out, so I decided to do this Halloween one because I didn't know when the next chance I would get to do it. Until next year, obviously.
I think it's funny. I still say it's funny.
Oh, someone says, "Can you link the comic?"
I'll post the link here, of course, like I always do afterwards, after we get done here.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, so basically, this is the first legit time I've actually drawn numerous pumpkins. Like, there's a very faint pumpkin that's in that first panel, like right there on the bottom right-hand side. Like, it's so obscure, but it's like they do in the show. They have a very dark pumpkin like that. So this is actually the first legit time in 2.5 years of actually drawing a pumpkin, and I've gotten a lot better at it.
Nice.
It's just these backgrounds looked like crap when I first started doing them, as they always do at nighttime ones. Now, they look simple, but in reality, they're very tricky. And I've been on a run now over the last month and a half with nighttime backgrounds. Obviously, you have the two Weird Luna picks, this one, and then you have the campfire one. So I'm on like a little bit of a run now with the with nighttime scenes. And oddly, they are easy. They are easier to make, but the thing that makes it very tricky to make them is you have to get you have to do the trees right in a sense.
How come?
Because there's so many trying to describe this. So basically there's not many differences in the tree colors. You have to create enough contrast where they look like one's behind the other. It's not like what I can do with the normal comic where I have normal backgrounds. It's one of these trying to figure out the word. It's just trickier because I can't really create depth that easily, but I had to create it more using the tree colors like that. Okay. And oddly enough, I can obscure a lot more sky. But no, this is definitely one of my more trickier ones to do. That derpy pose in that second panel, I was literally working on that because I was working on another pose on a new comic that I'm working on last night. I had the same issue last night that I had with the same derpy pose in panel 2 that I worked on it for like about 2 hours.
Holy
Because I couldn't figure out the legs. I couldn't figure out where I wanted to put the hooves. And I actually had to completely redo Derpy's hooves on that second panel because originally she was supposed to have 2 bending hooves on it. But I decided to have a stretched out one instead because it'd be a lot easier. And it'd be the only possible way I could not put her face put her face right up against the actual pumpkin edge. I had to hide the hoof a little bit there to create it so it's like the hoof is on the round edge of it. Now I will say this is definitely one of my better comics I've done as far as like recently with Derpy. It's just tonight it's that second to last Derpy was a fun one to make. This is a good one. I actually have more in the pipeline for these Derpy Spitfire ones. Just I had to do this one because Halloween? I had an option. Yeah, well, it's Halloween. Also, I had a limited. I only had. It's do I do it now or do I do it like 2 weeks before? In a sense, it wouldn't feel right to put this one out now. So I had to wait an entire year for this one. But I got plenty more of these. This is more of a rushed out one that I had to do for the time being.
Still, I found it funny. I thought it was a fun one.
This was.
Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, go on. We have some drop frames.
I'm trying to think of my word here. But yeah, no. Basically, so I got next week. I'll do the final one, which is my Weird Luna, the final Weird Luna for 2013. Then a re-kicker in 2015, and then I will go back to the usual routine, which is comics and DBZ ponies.
Awesome.
And I got Cocoa Pond. Then, and just because I remember someone asked me here last week about it, the DVC pony that I'll be re-kicking, which will be okay. You got Weird Luna next week, then comic, and I'm at Ciderfest. Wow, I'm releasing something at Ciderfest. So then after that comic, I'll be working on a DBZ Coco Pommel. That's the first DBZ one I'll re-kick the series with. Yeah.
All right. Any last words?
So yeah, there you go. Nope. And I guess I'll show up the Weird Luna one next week then.
All right.
And apparently people are saying there's like a 35-second lag right now.
I'm seeing that. We'll take care of that as it comes.
Yes.
Anyway,
All right.
talk to you later, man.
Talk next week then.
Bye.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Toxic Mario. All right, that does it for our art. Now, we're moving on to the video. This one I heard late this week, and I thought this one's got to go in, and you'll hear why shortly. This one's titled "Pony Forest for the Trees," a cover by Further Proof. Ladies and gentlemen, Forest for the Trees by Further Proof. All right, folks. Y'all ready for the show? Well, the episode, anyway. Of course you are. How silly a question to ask. Anyway, Dragon Quest starts now.
Come on, Fluttershy. It'll be fun. There's nothing fun about dragons. Scary, yes. Fun, no. But Fluttershy, the Great Dragon Migration happens only once in a generation. Do you really want to pass up a chance like that? Now that you put it that way, yes. Oh, Fluttershy, we just don't want you to miss out. Miss out on what? Dragons? Big, scaly, fire-breathing dragons? Well, yeah. Thanks, but no thanks.
Look, Fluttershy, I watched that boring butterfly migration with you. So now it's your turn to watch the dragon migration with me. You owe me.
I said...
Okay, I guess I'll let you off the hook this time.
My little pony, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me.
Big adventure,
Tons of fun.
a beautiful heart, faithful and strong.
Sharing kindness.
It's an easy feat.
And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Do you know you're all my very best friends? I don't see any dragons.
Me neither.
Me neither. Shoot. You don't think we missed him, do you? No, I don't think so. We're just a little early, and I'm glad we are. This way, we can watch every moment of the migration without bringing any unwanted attention to ourselves.
Well, what do you think? Am I the toast of the trench or what?
You'll be toast, all right, when the dragons see you parading around in that getup.
You look very nice, Rarity, but could you maybe look nice down here in the trench with us?
Nice is an understatement. I look fabulous. Who says camouflage has to be drab?
Ahoy, ladies! Dragons home! Amazing!
Pretty lame move. Is that all they got? What do you think of that move, Rainbow Dash? Still think they're lame?
Not so much. The word fierce comes to mind. And formidable.
And super duper scary!
Yeah, us dragons are definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, right, Spike. That's one of the scariest aprons I've ever seen.
What's wrong with wearing an apron? You won't be laughing when you spill blueberries all over your scales. Feathers. That's one tough stain.
One tough stain against one lame dragon. You leave him alone, Rainbow Dash. Spike's style is unique. He doesn't have to look like other dragons.
Or act like them.
My little Spiky Wikey is perfect the way he is.
I don't act like other dragons?
Oh, not even close!
But why would you want to, Spike? Yes, you've got something those dreadfully fierce dragons can only dream of.
What's that?
Your cutest little chubby cheeks.
Cute? Dragons aren't supposed to be cute, right?
Oh, sweetie, you are turning the most delightful shade of red. It is most becoming. Oh, isn't he adorable when he waddles off in anger?
Waddle? I from? Who am I supposed to be?
I don't know. For the last time, Spike, you were given to me as an egg. I don't know who found you or where they found you.
Seriously? That's all you know?
I'm sorry, Spike.
That doesn't tell me anything about who I am. I need answers. I feel like I'm looking at a complete stranger. Aw.
Oh, Spike. Why don't we do some late-night research? See what we can find out.
Really? You do that?
Of course. I'm sure we can find something. Nothing. Nothing in this one either.
Nothing at all about dragons? This is getting ridiculous.
I know. It's hard to believe, but ponies know next to nothing about dragons. Apparently they're too rare and too scary to try to talk to or study.
I wonder if dragons cry.
Aw, Spike.
It's okay, Twilight. I'm gonna discover who I am if it's the last thing I do.
You guys! Good morning! You want to join us for breakfast?
That sounds great. I'm famished.
Count me out. I've got to get an early start.
An early start?
Yes. I'm going on a quest of self-discovery. I need to learn what it means to be a dragon. And the only way I'm going to do that is to join the dragon migration.
What? Spike, that's nonsense talk. I know that you're a dragon, but those dragons mean business. They're big and tough and scary.
And I'm small and meek. And I like to wear aprons. See? This is exactly why I need to spend time with them.
All I'm saying is that you could get hurt.
Darling, this time I really do have to agree with Rainbow Dash. I don't want those big, ugly, nasty dragons to hurt one little scale on your cutesy-wootsy head.
I'm sorry, but I made up my mind.
Oh, quick, do something! Stop him before it's too late!
Hey!
Give it back!
Hold it!
Really?
Don't tell me you think he should go.
Yes, Spike. I couldn't answer your questions. My books couldn't either. I understand why you want to look elsewhere. I truly believe you need to go on this quest, and we have no right to stop you.
I suppose not.
I still say you're nutty, but hey, I've done lots of nutty things.
We know. Well then, I guess this is goodbye, Spike. We can't wait to hear about it when you return.
Yeah, we hope your quest answers some of your pesky who am I questions.
Thanks, Heavy Pony. I know it will.
Goodbye, Spiky Wikey! Go get him, big guy!
We have faith in you!
We're following him, right?
Of course.
All right, teenage dragons. Now that's more my speed and size.
I'm telling you, we'll never pass for a real dragon.
Oh, pish posh. This costume is fabulous. One of my finer creations.
Shh! We'll never pass if they hear 3 voices coming out of one dragon. Now come on, let's go!
Excuse me? Hi. I'm Spike.
You sure your name is Spike and not Shrimp?
No! It's Spike! I'm sure about that.
You look more like a peewee to me.
Hey guys, come on! Seriously, leave him alone, or he might fly away.
That is, if he had any wings.
You flying on your mommy's back during the migration?
Not exactly.
No, can't you see baby Spike just hatched? I bet he still sucks his claw at night.
No, I haven't sucked my claw in months.
Well, if you weren't just hatched, how come we haven't seen you around before?
Oh, well, you see, I live in Ponyville, and I'm...
Ponyville? That explains it! I knew there was something vaguely ponyish about you. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were part pony.
Who, me? I'm not part pony. I'm all dragon. See? Rawr!
Or maybe you're a pony in a dragon costume.
A pony in a dragon costume?
Yeah, hilarious.
I am a real dragon.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
Well, how?
By acting like one. Who's up for a little belching contest? You think you could beat that, Pee-wee? From the desk of Princess Celestia. Dear Spike, please tell... Get this, guys! Spike's pen pals with a namby-pamby pony princess!
How can he just throw that away? That letter could be something important.
We can't worry about that now, Twilight. We're here to help Spike.
I know. There's no reason to disrespect Princess Celestia that way.
Maybe tail wrestling is more your speed.
Yeah!
Ready? Go! The winner!
Good old tail wrestling.
We can't let little Spiky Wikey wrestle one of them. He'll get clobbered.
Let's go.
I challenge Spike to a tail wrestle.
Who's this weirdo?
I think he's Crackle's cousin.
Oh, that would explain it. Ready? Go! Spike's the winner! Nice going, little Spike. Maybe you are a dragon after all.
Yeah, maybe I am.
Rainbow Dash, I can't believe your silly plan actually worked. Ow.
All right, who's next?
Getting a little cocky, huh? I like that. So how about you wrestle him? Go! So, Spike, you haven't exactly proven yourself as a dragon yet, have you?
But I get an A for effort?
Maybe. Let's see how you do in this next contest. King of the Horde!
This is my chance.
Not so fast!
King of the
Looks like this is another fail for you, little Spike. Can't wait to watch you fail at Lava Cannonball, too. Whoever makes the biggest lava splash is the ultimate dragon. Geronimo!
Spike's on his own this time.
What's wrong, Spike? soft pony hide?
Was I that bad?
No, dude, that was awesome. No pony could live through a belly flop like that. You're one tough little dragon. Spike, by belly flopping so hard, you have proven yourself worthy. I hereby dub you Rookie Dragon, and will now perform the initiation ritual. Ah! Now let's party dragon style!
Man, was that a great party.
Great. Maybe by Ponyville standards. Stick with us, Spike. We still got plenty to teach you about being a dragon.
I'm not going anywhere. The way I feel right now, I could hang out with you guys forever.
Forever? Spiky Wikey is going to stay with these awful dragons? Forever? Oh no, this is terrible. I should have stopped him back in the library when I had the chance. No, Rainbow Dash, this is all my fault. I encouraged him to go.
You know, Spike, I think you just might be ready for a real dragon raid. There's a nest full of phoenix eggs nearby, and we're gonna swipe them.
Aren't you totally psyched to go on this raid?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm psyched.
All right then, let's fly!
Sorry, guys. I guess I'll meet you back here in the crater. After the whole raid thing's over, we'll totally hang then. Oh no! They took Spike! We gotta go after them!
Rainbow Dash, stop! We can't fly! And you're ruining my fabulous costume!
I'm sorry, but we gotta help Spike.
Well, we're just gonna have to hoof it.
All right, Spike, since you're our rookie dragon, you get to lure the parents away from the nest.
Lucky me.
Well, go on then.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Phoenix! I was hoping I could have a word with you. I'd like to ask you some questions, actually.
We haven't got all day, Spike.
Hey, you bird brains, come and get me!
What the?
The eggs have hatched.
What do we do now?
We take the hatchlings, of course. Get him! Get them! Ah, they got away! I hate that!
Huh. What have we got here? What happened?
They got away! Hey, you stole an egg? Well, I guess the raid wasn't a total waste after all. Nice going, Spike.
Well, what are you waiting for, Spike? Smash it!
Smash the egg?
Yeah!
Yeah! throw it on the ground as hard as you can!
Yeah! Smash it! Smash it! Smash it! Smash it! Smash it!
No! It's just a defenseless egg, like I was. And I'm not gonna let you hurt it.
What did you say?
I said no.
No one says no to me.
No pony's gonna lay a claw on him. That's right. Fighting's not really my thing. I'm more into fashion. But I'll rip you to pieces if you touch one scale on his cute little head.
Ooh, scary. Spike, are these namby-pamby ponies your friends?
Yes, they are. And they're better friends than you could ever be. Now, if you don't back off, you'll see what us ponies do when confronted by a huge group of jerky dragons.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Run away! That was a close one. Thanks, you guys.
Of course. What are friends for?
You're more than friends. You're my family. Dear Princess Celestia, seeing the Great Dragon Migration made me wonder what it meant to be a dragon. But now I realize that who I am is not the same as what I am. I may have been born a dragon, but Equestria and my pony friends have taught me how to be kind, loyal, and true. I'm proud to call Ponyville my home, and to have my pony friends as my family. Yours truly, Spike. Aw. Hey, welcome to the family, Pee-wee. Stick with me. I've got plenty to teach you about being a pony.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Quest. So, of course, throw your initial thoughts in while I get things set up on my end here. Toast to the trench out of 10. See, I'd argue the exact opposite of that, Matt the Shadow Man, but I think I'll save that for when we get there. So far, it's been a... No, I'm not going to jinx it. The nice thing about this episode is that we can we can break the scenes down. We can go from bit to bit, scene to scene, and then eventually wrap it up. So why don't we get started right away, folks, with asking, let's start with the opening and the trench scene. What do you guys have to say about this scene? And I feel that every scene we're going to hit today is going to be riddled with lots of conversation. But let's get started. There's a comic I can think of, Twilight is Magic. Right after that scene, Dash is taken to the hospital, and the doctor goes, "I'm sorry, Rainbow Dash, you have a crushed spinal column. You'll never be able to walk again." Oh, wait, no, it's just a broken rib. Sorry about that. I got that mixed up. That was it, and it was just, I loved it. Save the dragon stuff for a little later, Matt. Let's now talk just about the opening scene in the trench. One of the things that I always loved about this episode, and I'm going to kind of start right off the bat, was rarity in this episode. I always felt that the trench scene and scenes later, but I can say it here because it's going to permeate throughout the entire thing. One of the things that I've always loved is rarity. More specifically, rarity's relation to Spike, at least what this episode seems to paint. We've already got some stuff out of them from Secret of My Excess, Rarity and Spike. But this one I always felt took that to the next level. And I'm gonna undo something I said in Secret of My Excess, but I'll get there very shortly. But what I've always liked is the fact that I felt like this episode evolved their relationship even further. To the point of, I think Rarity finally started to understand Spike's feelings for her. Not in a shipping relationship sense, just in this fact that she's aware of them and now she's starting to take them a little bit more seriously. And I could say the same of the others, but I'm going to focus more on Rarity because it's a little bit more prominent. Rarity, I feel in this episode, that relationship, she sees it as either just as a good friend or as like an older sibling to a younger sibling relationship. Either way, I like it. I really like it because it shows a maturity amongst these two, and it works out. It's what we've been building up to since day one. So to see some progress on it is great. And there's something that I want to say that I've been saving for this episode that has been about 6 months in the waiting. I know what I said back when we reviewed Secret of My Excess. I said I was actually for Spike and Rarity in a relationship. I actually want to take that back, and here's why. When I was at MLP something finally clicked to me. I was at one of the panels, and Amy Keating Rogers put it best. Spike is a baby. Rarity is older. And it dawned on me, this is like a 10-year-old having the hots for his 17-year-old babysitter. It's no wonder that Rarity probably doesn't see anything in a loving relationship with Spike, but might see a friend or, as I said, an older sibling type of relationship, which is fine. But, yeah, a 17-year-old girl probably wouldn't have the hots for a 10-year-old boy. She'd probably already have someone around her age group that would be your boyfriend. But anyway, I'm reading some of the comments here. I was just kind of going off on my own. That's just her, though, Twilight is Magic, Rainbow Dash. That's just Rainbow Dash's personality. I guess we're going to start talking ages here. I just picked the number 17 out of a hat. Understand that I just pulled that out of a hat. I could have said 18. I could have said 16. I could have said anything. But there was a vast age difference. That's the point I'm trying to get. Yeah, written about 20 to 22. I'd say, to me, I put them anywhere between 16 and about 23-ish or so. Since their age really doesn't matter too much, I don't get too caught up with it. Point is they're old teenagers at the youngest and very young adults at the oldest. Regardless. So what about the scene after it, folks? Is there anything you want to say about the library? About the library scene. Is there anything that you guys want to say there? Paris Sprites ate Twice book. What I like about this library scene is, as I wrote in the chat, what's this? Existential crises in My Little Pony? Surely it could happen. First of all, breakfast, and second, why not the Loyal Brony? I don't like this chair that I'm sitting on. Yeah. As far as I care, though, minor details, whatever. I'll get back to Rarity and Rainbow Dash later, though, but I digress. I'm waiting for people to drop some stuff on this scene. So I'm just going to I'll give you guys a literal minute to get your thoughts out. And I'm glad I did that. I really am. Yeah, Magic Spark right there. I'll save that for a little bit later, but I'll be coming back to that. Take care, Scary Brony. All right, why don't we get to the scene after the library, after the first commercial break. So let's talk about the traveling scene and when we first get to the volcano. What do you guys have to say about any of this? Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Yeah, I like this. I thought the traveling scene was really cute. Well done. And I guess I should include the entire third here. The entire volcano scene. I think we can cover that. The tests, the trials, the party, everything up to just before the Phoenix Nest raid. Let's cover that. Vegeta, look! A Pokemon! I'm guessing it's a large number of dragons. Twilight is magic. There are just that many that Spike was able to keep up, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, well, who knows? But of course, like all kids, they want to be older to be, respected and all. So of course, if your 6-year-old can take down a 13-year-old or something like that, then what does that make the 6-year-old? One of the nice things about this this scene here, I always like what everyone has to say about what's on the letter that Princess Celestia sent Spike. Of course, we don't know, and I always like what people like to come up with this one. Maybe I'm biased to the 90s, but I always liked the dragons' designs. And the reason for that was because the teen dragons anyway, they took some creative liberties with them. They still kept the dragon-esque design, but they added some little flair of theirs to there, like, a mace tail, large tails, small tails, wings, no wings, scales that act like hair. They've done that, to Spike and of course the others here. I like how they got creative with them, but much like a lot of things, they didn't go overboard, relatively speaking. I'll get to that shortly. But for the most part, I like their designs. Which doesn't surprise me, Twilight is magic. I'll get to that here very soon, but I'll see if anyone else has anything to say about that. Woo! 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 I've never done that before, and it just dawned on me I should do that once. All right, why don't we... This would probably be the best time to start talking about dragons, as in the dragons of this show. I don't have any notes on it, so I'm going to completely ad-lib this one, but here I go. Why would they not do that, Dark 92 Enigma? Dragons in this show are greedy, territorial, generally solitary. They're big. They're, along with that stuff, everything I just said, really mean, and they breathe fire. This isn't something that you want to go messing with unless you're bigger yourself. The way the teenage dragons act is very much in tune with an adult dragon. Look back at Owl's Well That Ends Well. We've got that green, huge adult dragon that got territorial over the fact that Spike, a baby, was in his den. He wanted to freaking kill him over the fact that a little one was in there. And that's just their nature. Again, territorial. Dragons, being territorial, would kill competition. The males would kill other males so that they could get more females. I digress, but going back to my point here, the idea of them raiding a phoenix nest just for the heck of it sounds very much like something they would do. Why? Why not? I mean, something that would be like a dragon in this show, destroying something for the heck of it, why not? So, going back to the teenage dragons now, look at them. They're very territorial. They're very greedy. They're very dominant. These are all very much ideas and traits that would be put into an adult dragon. In other words, it follows from egg to teen to adult that they would have these patterns and ideas. Yeah, Twilight is Magic, your idea here is a good one. I'm reading it. Survival of the fittest. The youngest dragons, the weak ones, would probably die off, but those who learn to be territorial, greedy, and mean live. Yeah, NanoPie right there. Raids seem to be in line with that. There's nothing that the teenage dragons do that the adult dragons don't do. Or it does not lead to something. And yeah, the migration, you say, well, you just said they're solitary. Let me explain. Normally, they're solitary. Something in nature, like, yeah, mating or looking for new territory, or, I don't know, because it gets cold at this time of the year for them. They would migrate. I don't know, but whatever it is, they migrate. All right, now I want to ask you guys about Crackle. What do you guys have to say about Crackle the dragon? Crackle is the best burninator. I'm going to say what a lot of people have said, and, well, darn it all, I agree with them. So we can have Crackle, but we can't have Derpy. One little story I do want to share with you guys, and I will never, ever forget this. Remember the scene where Rarity, Dash, and Twilight were getting into the volcano bit, and Dash made some comment like, this suit is terrible or something, and Rarity goes, oh, nonsense, this is some of my finest work. The first time I watched this episode, I laughed at that comment. I thought, Rarity, I've seen your best work. This isn't it. And then they showed Crackle. Let's just say the crow didn't taste very good. I don't. Why don't we move along? Let's talk about the nest raid. What do you guys have to say about this scene? Pokemans. That's one of those things that I'll never get tired of. People saying Pokemans. And meaning it in a sarcastic manner. You know, now that you mention it, Tim, I'm never going to see it any other way. As I was saying, it got dropped. Tim, I'm never going to see it any other way other than that now. For me, this scene was what made the episode great for me. I know a lot of shows have done this kind of story before, and bless them for doing it, because this is one of those episodes, and I'm kind of moving into it. Sorry, I was just reading that message to me. I'm kind of moving into the episode summary here, so I'll try and tiptoe around that. I love this scene, the nest raid, because of what it did for Spike. As I said, a lot of episodes do this kind of story, and I'll get to that point shortly. But for this episode, it's magnificent. Spike's given this ugly choice. Well, ugly moment of truth. That's a good one. He can either accept his own identity, that, as he said, who I am is more important than what I am. He can either choose to accept that and be who he has defined himself as, or just wish I could have it all sometimes. Anyway, as I was trying to say, Spike is then given a moment of truth. He can either accept who he is, how he has defined his own identity, how he defines himself. That's what I was looking for. If he chooses that, that means that he must hold to his own values, his own beliefs, his own identity, of course. Or he can choose to abandon those and accept what? Definitions by someone else, basically, the other dragons, and fall into A, a stereotype, and B, question, by whose identity? whoever's comes next to tell him that he is to be this, a dragon or whatever. Someone could come along and tell him that he's a goat for all I care, and it would mean the same thing. Then what does that make Spike? I'll leave that one for you guys to think about. As I said, a lot of shows have this kind of episode. And some of them do it just as well as Family. I'm going to say that right now, that, yeah, a lot of shows can do this episode pretty damn good. And I like this. I like this episode, and I'll get to why here very shortly. But, yeah, I think Finn did a really good job with it, with this one. And that one I'll save, too, for a little bit later. But I'll let you guys throw some scenes and ideas into this scene. What do you guys have to say about this? Right, yeah, Matt the Shadow Man, exactly. It's what he believes he wants to or is, depending on how you want to define it. But yeah, spot on, spot on. Okay, why don't we move on to the episode summary then? So overall, what do you guys have to say about this episode? And I don't mean for those of you who are new, this doesn't mean, you say 10 out of 10, I like it. You can, but this is elements that encompass the entire episode or the entire theme of the episode. That's what I'm asking here. Don't know if we'll save Pee-wee for when we get there. It's not, relatively speaking, that far away, so... But I'll leave that open to you guys if you want it. I know I'm boring, but I'm not that boring, am I? Someone left. This episode, to me, is one of those episodes that I love, but apparently everyone hates. Which is strange, because I don't get where a lot of the hate for this one comes into play. Whatever, I don't quite frankly care. The reason I love this episode so much is, believe it or not, folks, it's the moral of this episode. Anybody who truly, and I mean truly, knows me, knows how much I preach the championing of the individual, how the power of one person to be able to change their world is, how powerful it is. And with that, of course, comes the notions of identifying who exactly you are. Anyone who also knows me knows how much I preach and rave and yell that message from the highest mountain, that it is the individual, it is the knowing who you are that is so important. In fact, Sun Tzu said it best. He who is master of others is mighty. He who is master of others is mightier still. So here we have Spike probably one of the most underappreciated characters in this show up to this point, and I could say still. What was it I was going to say? Darn it. Kind of losing my train of thought. I got it. Here we have Spike, an underappreciated character who hasn't been given a lot in terms of development. He's now, and he's also perfect for this episode because just that. We don't know much about him in terms of his origin. We don't know where he's comes from. He doesn't know that either. So, of course, he's going to suffer an identity crisis. When exposed to a group of that which he is defined by his species, and he realizes that is not who I am, and is given the moment to say, I can either become that, or I can choose to carve my own path. I choose to carve my own path. Bravo. I can't preach that enough, and I mean that as sincerely as possible, folks. One thing that I do like about this episode is the fact that it makes it so believable, which I've only said about 100 times now, but that's one of the reasons why I like this episode so much, is how believable it is along with it. Something I'm going to address. I'm just reading some of these lines that you guys have given me. Bear in mind, I'm going to repeat a line concerning everyone saying this episode could have done more, this episode could have done this episode could have done that. I'm going to set something straight anyway. These are stories, and the story is the overriding factor. The purpose of this story is know thyself. So for them to start exploring dragons or going off on those tangents is, I'll say foolish. That's the better word. I wanted to say illegal. But it's foolish because that has to serve a purpose. And if we just go off on some tangent that goes nowhere, we've wasted time, which you can't have, not only just in professional storytelling, but just storytelling in general. For us to start going off on, no, I'm just repeating myself now, but I'm just repeating myself there too. But anyway, counterproductive, that's a good one too. Good word for that too. One other thing that I want to make mention about this episode, in particular, it's the trio of Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity. Hold on, I got a wall of text I got to read. True, we do want to know more about Spike, but like I said, it has to actually serve a substantial piece to it. So of course some things have to get sacrificed for one reason or another. But I digress. Anyway, as I was saying, one of the best things about this episode was Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity. Why? I know I don't give a lot of emphasis to character interactions on this show, but this is one that I really, really like. And here's why. First of all, most of the time they get two characters to interact. It's either two characters or all six of them, or all seven if you include Spike. And that's fine. I'm not saying you can't have great character interactions with that. I mean, the Friends Forever series should be proof of that, the comics. But three of them, on the other hand, like this, that's a rarity. And where was I going with that? I just like the way these three interact. They're very pragmatic, very realistic, yet there's a definite comedy side to it that just works wonders. They check each other wonderfully. And what was it, the other thing? I guess that was it. Yes, if you're wondering, I wish these three would interact as a trio more often. They do a really good job with it. Anything else or anything I might have missed that you guys want to talk about in this episode? Thank you. That's a good one, Tim. Well, notice how under extreme stress that it doesn't work, or at least it fails the first time. True, but anyway, I wanted to touch on that. You guys were, most of you, I think only it was Tim and Ben who were there when remember when we reviewed season 1, episode 15, and I said that under extreme stress, Twilight can't perform spells very well, and that was the crux of my argument to the end scene of episode 15. I made mention that there was some evidence in a future episode that reinforced that. That was it. That was it right here. They're running, being chased by dragons. The fact that she botched the spell the first time, the teleport, I would like to say, of course, is evidence that, yes, under extreme stress, Twilight can't perform magic very well. And I do think it does get better as time goes on. Yes. I think some of that there's also evidence of that, but we'll get there when we get there. That was, I don't know if you were there, Matt, because that was just before, that was literally the last BwB episode we did on the Tripod site before we moved to the Brony state. Howdy, Wonder Brony. But maybe you watched it or something. Anyway, if you were there, of course, I don't remember. And if you were there, you're going to remember, and that's the only thing that matters here. J.E. Smith. I like that one. Avatar State. How appropriate. Yep. Peanut butter brownie. Yep. All right. I think we've covered everything. Anything else? I think I'm good. So I think we'll sign off from here, folks. I'm not even going to begin to answer that one. Anything I say is just going to put me in hot water. But anyway, let's wrap things up here, folks. Next week is an interview. Planning on doing the Brony Show, folks. Stop on by. I'm guessing that one's going to... No, I know that one's going to be a fun one because some of the banter we've had before, they know their stuff, and that's going to be a good one. So anyway, until then, on behalf of Mr. Ben, myself, and Twilight is Magic, we want to thank everyone for stopping on by. Check out our archives. We'll have that posted up, hopefully, by Monday. I make no promises. Until then, stop on by on Tuesday and Wednesday when we show the uncut version of Rainbow Rocks. And until then, farewell.